I'm excited to be able to come on with the top prospects in 2023. Jacoby Walter, what's going on today, bro?
What's up?
Not much, man. Well, you're currently a freshman. You're part of 2023 class. Your first year's in the book. Just take us through what it felt like for your freshman season.
At first, I started off a little nervous just because I was freshman, first time playing varsity.
Mhm.
But then after we played about 4 games, got comfortable, and then I got the starting position. And ever since then, I started taking it like I had to start being a leader on the team, and then I could just lead the team, go as far as we could. So the season went well. I finished averaging 14.
Absolutely. And as you mentioned, you coming in as a freshman, it's not always easy to get that leadership role right away. How did it kind of click for you? At what point would you say you kind of started getting that leadership role and started to embrace that?
After we had a tournament in at Northwest, we
Hmm.
had a tournament, and I think that whole tournament I averaged like 20 plus. That's when I got my starting position. And ever since then, I realized that like just because I'm a freshman, that doesn't mean like I couldn't be a leader on the team, putting up the most buckets and making the team do great.
And as you said, you average around 14 a game, almost 5 rebounds a game, and that's with you not starting the first few games of the year. What kind of do you expect now for your sophomore season? What do you think you can do in your sophomore year?
My goal, I'm trying to average like 22 points and at least five assists because I had like all the buckets, but I probably had like maybe like 1 or 2 assists.
Mm.
And then I averaged 2 steals. So this month I'm trying to push it up to like 3 or 4 per game.
And you just mentioned something big on the defensive end is really one of your other big parts of you. You led your team in steals as well as charges. What kind of prides you in defense? Why do you really pride yourself in defense?
Because my dad in college, he was a big defense player too. I think he has the record at his college for most steals in a season. So then he always tells me like you got to have that dog on you, offense and defense, and then you can't get offense without your defense. So I try to like put my game into defense and get like on ball steals to produce some points.
And also on the other end, the charges as well. That's something not a lot of guys like doing, especially one of the go-to players. Why do you just have to really want to sacrifice your body that much?
It started in like fifth grade. My basketball coach then we was always telling us to sacrifice our body, but nobody on the team wanted to do it. And after I started doing it, like I was scared because like it was a charge, but then after I started doing it, it didn't really hurt. So I was like, there's no problem with it. And then going to McKinney High, that's like everybody takes charges at McKinney High. So like then I had to really put that in my game. So every chance I had, I would just take the charge.
And you mentioned your dad also played basketball. What's it been like as growing up in a basketball family?
Uh, I've been in the gym with him since I was like 2, 3. So I've always been around basketball, and I know that he supports me in it. So does my mom and my sister, and grandma. So every time like I'll be slacking, he'll let me know like you still got to get in the gym. So he's been a big part in my success.
It's not just on the court, but you're also a great student as well. You got all academic team as well. Why did you kind of really invest yourself into the academic aspect as well?
Uh, my parents, my parents ever since in like elementary school, since my dad's he didn't do that well in college. I mean, and in school and stuff. So
Hmm.
he doesn't want me to be like that. So they always stay on me if I'm missing work or something. They'll always stay on me, tell me to turn it in and keep my grades up, because you can't like go to college if you don't got like the right grades for it.
And I know your ultimate goal will be to play in the NBA, but is there anything else, like a career-wise, maybe after you get done playing, that you'd like to kind of do?
Uh, I just want to have after wise. I want to be like a reporter, kind of like Shaq and Charles Barkley and all of them.
Okay. Hmm.
Just like be like one of those, just to stay around the sports and just watch it grow.
Absolutely, man. Because of your big time season you had this past year, you pulled in a lot of offers, and it's not just small offers, but you're pulling in high major schools: Baylor, TC, Oklahoma, most recently Memphis. What's it feel like to have that many schools offer you this early on?
It was nice, but I don't really try to let it get to my head because I know that like that just puts a target on my back, and everybody's gonna start coming for me. So that means I have to keep working and getting more offers.
And for you, obviously the first ESPN rankings did come out. To kind of see yourself not make that, what kind of gets put on your chip on your shoulder?
First I was like why am I not on it? But then I realized like they just didn't see me. They didn't see me enough like they saw everybody else. So after I get my name out there, they're gonna see me, and I already know I'm gonna be in the top rankings. So I'm not even thinking about the rankings. Besides, like that's just 25 reasons why I should work harder.
Hmm. And a lot of guys that we know at rankings, the biggest thing about high school basketball is getting the next level, if that's college, G League, or pros, whatever that route will be. And obviously, it's how many offers you have. And as I said, you have four high majors. Not a lot of the guys in that group have that. So when you look at that group, where do you see yourself rank up in 2023?
Uh, Top 15, top 10 for sure.
Hmm.
I know all my boys can be top 10, top 15, but they just haven't seen us enough.
Absolutely, man. So let's break down those colleges a little bit more. Obviously, probably not the most communication yet because you still are 2023. But in terms of
Hmm.
Baylor, what's your relationship like with them?
I talk to Baylor every week, Coach Brooks every week just to check in. But yeah, we have a good relationship. We talk about anything, just not just like sports. We'll talk about the PS4, PS5, 2K, and all that. So it's just like a good relationship to have.
And that's something not a lot of people realize that coaches obviously don't just talk about basketball. How
Hmm.
how fun is it kind of being able to talk to a coach just about life, about just stuff that you also do off the court?
Oh, that's really fun because first I expected it to be all business and serious, but like
Mhm.
it's just like they're normal people. They're just basketball coaches, so they're still gonna be cool and like that means like you don't always have to like you can still have fun around with the game of basketball.
And Baylor's had a huge past week, landing the number one recruiting class now in 2021. When you see a school that's able to put a class like that together, how much more appealing does that make a school?
Oh yeah, that makes it like big time. That means they're serious about what they're trying to do and they're really trying to like make a get a national championship team ready.
And another school you have is TCU, also another Texas school. What do you like about them?
TCU, I've talked to him. I only talked to him one time, but when he came, he was like he was cool. He talked to my mom for a little bit. So if
Mhm.
my mom enjoyed the conversation, so if she enjoyed it, that means like I'm fine with it.
And TCU and as well as Oklahoma now is another Big 12 school we'll talk about in a second. What do you like about just the Big 12? What would it be like to possibly be a part of that conference?
I mean it's a big conference, so I mean it could it's could it could happen. I don't know.
And as I said, Oklahoma is another Big 12 school. They're a big time program as well. What do you like about Coach Kruger in that program?
He was telling me about like he told me about all the history of Oklahoma that like I didn't know about it just to tell me about all the school. And we had a good conversation too. He talked to my basketball coach for a little bit, but yeah, he's a good dude.
And for you, out of some of these schools I said they're close to home for you, you are a Texas guy. What kind of impact would it be to possibly stay in Texas or at least somewhere close to Texas when it comes time for recruitment?
Just staying close to family so they could come out to my games more and I could go see them a little bit more. Get some home cooked meals. You never know.
For sure. Talking about the home cooked meals, what's your favorite food?
I like all seafood. I love seafood, crab food. I mean, not crab food, crabs, sushi, and fish and all that good stuff. Crawfish.
Without a doubt. And the school, like I said, the most recent one is Memphis. What's it been like to get that offer and how'd that go down?
That was big time for me because I wasn't like expecting Memphis to like this early. Because
Hmm.
I talked to them once and they were just letting us know like they're gonna be interested in me. So then when like I was talking to them and they offered me, it was eye opening for me. That means like I'm actually doing something good. So I should just keep up the work.
And your teammate also got it, and Ron, he got it off from Memphis the same day.
Hmm.
Wasn't it just to have one of your friends also get the offer?
Yeah, it's good. I'm proud. That just means like because like we both been working. I know how much he works. He know how much I work. So to see us both succeeding on like what we want to do, that's cool.
And I know a big attraction for a lot of guys is the potential of teaming up with someone. I just mentioned Ron's a guy you have share an offer with. What would it be like? Would it be something you've talked with about Ron about possibly teaming up with him at the next level?
Yeah, we talked about it, of course. Like, like since we already have chemistry now, just like imagine having our chemistry in college. I think it'd be nice.
Is there anyone else you've talked to about possibly wanting to team up with?
Jacob Cole,
Mm-hmm.
at TCU. We were talking about TCU. He was like yeah, because since we're both big guards, I mean, I think that'd be nice too.
Without a doubt, man. And a big thing also for guys is not seeing what Jalen Green created in this G League route. And possibly, probably by the time you graduate, you could go straight to the NBA as well. Would taking a professional route interest you at all when it comes time for that?
For sure. That means just getting the money earlier than expected. So, but yeah, I want to go to college, but if I got the opportunity, that definitely be in consideration.
And other schools now, I know I've reached out to you, some like Auburn, Kansas. Is there anyone else you've heard from that might have interest in you?
Uh, Auburn, Kansas, SMU.
Mhm.
That SMU was like the first coach that I talked to, and I think that's it.
And Kansas is a blue blood. They're a big time program, especially a guard program. What do you like about Coach Self in that program?
I always like the blue buds. I would like a blue bloods. I've been like watching them and like just like admiring that like their top colleges and stuff. So when I talked to him, that was cool. That he was reaching out to me. So yeah, that's in consideration. Like keep working hard.
And Auburn as well. They may not be a blue blood, but it's a historic program. It's an incredible program, Coach Pearl, what he's done, especially once again at the guard position. What do you like about Coach Pearl and just overall Auburn program?
Auburn because I was born in Alabama. Like I'm from Alabama. So since they're in Alabama, that's nice. Even though I'm like an Alabama fan and Auburn's rivalry, but like he was telling me that like he would he thinks that I could like go to Auburn and then make them like a blue blood type school, like put them on the map. Like everybody will start going there because they're like a top program. So like letting him telling me that just gave me like a boost of confidence.
And so if you see a coach like Coach Pearl, take a guy like he has Sharif Cooper right now, make him a top five pick or just a lottery pick or something like that, would that make them a lot more appealing seeing a guy at a guard position go straight to the league?
Yeah, because Sharif is nice. So if I like saw his progress, that means like, I could go there and get that same progress that he did. I just got to put the work in for it.
Absolutely, man. Obviously, still a long way away from really looking into recruitment seriously. By the time that time does come, though, what's some of the things you have to see from a college to consider them heavily?
I just have to. I think that like I just have to like the environment around it, like all the students, the people,
Mhm.
and like the close to family and stuff. I'm fine with leaving family, but like I just want them to be able to come to some games like often. So that's definitely what I'm looking at.
And take us to that first day. I know the day you get that first offer is a huge day for everyone. What was that day like? Take us through how you learned they got that offer.
I was talking to Coach Brooks at first, and we were just talking about how I went to Baylor before when I was younger, when like fifth grade with my team. We went to tour it, so we were just talking about that, and he was like, "Hold on, let me get Coach Drew on the phone," and I didn't know who that was at the time. And then he got Coach Drew, and then he asked me, he was like, "Do I know how much it is to go to college?" And I was like, "No, sir." And he was like, "Do you know how much it is to go to Baylor?" And I was like, "No, sir." He said it was like around 60,000. And I was like, yeah, that's crazy. And he was like, oh, well, uh, I want to let you know that we're offering you a scholarship to Baylor. And like, I just like started smiling because like it was like my first offer. So yeah, it was nice.
So did you kind of go crazy on the phone, or did you wait till you hung up to go kind of crazy?
I didn't go crazy, but like as soon as I hung up the phone, I went down to my mom and my dad, and I told them we were like celebrating a little bit.
Absolutely, man. And I mean, let's go back to your high school situation. I mean, you are a guy that's a top level player in your class, and we know the movement. A lot of guys like going to these prep schools, national schedule schools. Is that something you might consider down the road?
Yeah, I mean, well, me and my dad, I mean, like one time I said it, I was like joking about it, but then he was like, you never know. So like,
Hmm.
I mean, in the future it could happen, but that's not like what we're thinking about right now.
Gotcha. And another big thing I know you would have wanted is to play AU this year. We know because of everything happening, it's not really been something that could be done. How excited you to get back on the court, and what's the season kind of looking like?
We still have like these little small tournaments like the Gasso coming on.
Mhm.
So like since we still get to play, we still haven't even like played with our full team yet. We haven't had a tournament with our full team. So I just want to see how our full team's gonna look because I was super excited for UIBL and stuff. But it's cool. I'm fine with it. I just want to play again.
And you did choose Drive Nation. Why did you choose them?
Cause they've been like asking me to play for a while, and I was always with Houston Hoops. But then like there was like a controversy that we had with Houston Hoops, and I have a friend Jacoby Campbell. He's on that team too. So and we played in middle school, and he goes to my high school. So since we already had that chemistry, and it's in Dallas, we just decided to go to Drive Nation, and it turned out well.
Talk about Jacoby a little bit. He's a guy that also is a D1 prospect, another great player in your class. How'd you guys get to know each other and meet?
We met each other in like fourth grade, like third, fourth grade. We were playing. I played on United Ballers. He played on D1 Shooters, and that was like our little rivalry. So we were always like going back and forth. And then in middle school, seventh grade, we were talking one day, and he was like, "I'm going to your middle school." So then he came up to our tryouts, and he was on the team. And then since we went to school ever since then with each other, played basketball seventh, eighth, and ninth, then we just built that like best friend chemistry. So like, yeah, that's pretty cool to have.
Absolutely, man. As I mentioned, now you are in Texas. What's it like playing in Texas, man? It's one of the best, not the best state for basketball. What's it like being out there?
I like playing 6A Texas ball because like a lot of people like they're playing like putting up big numbers and stuff, but I don't think it's anything like 6A Texas basketball. But it's like the crowd is nice, everything's hyped down here. So when you have like a rivalry game in Texas, like everybody says everything's bigger in Texas, and we played Boyd, and I never like expected it, but whole both sides packed out and stuff. So now that we like did good this season, our crowd's gonna get bigger. We're supposed to be playing like bigger teams. Like I think we're playing Richardson this year, and I always know they had a big crowd. So I think it's just wild.
Would you say that was your favorite game of the year, or was there another game that you said was your favorite?
My favorite game of the year was against Jesuit at Jesuit's place. Since they have like brick walls and stuff, it's super loud in there, and they always have that big student section that's like super annoying. I'm not gonna lie to you, they're super annoying.
Mm-hmm.
But since our crowd getting into it super loud, I remember there was one possession where we were on defense and we were like holding up for like 40 minutes, and their crowd clapping, our crowd was clapping. It was just super loud. And then there was another time they were inbounding the ball, and I was like right by the student section. And being a student section, they're all like in my ear, and like I was just clapping, like keep it going, because that's like it was like a high energy game, and we ended up winning by like 12, I think.
And so, I mean, you clearly like the high energy, you like the big student sections, the fans. Is that something you're also looking for in your college recruitment?
Oh, for sure. Like that's what I was saying with the students and the fans. Like I want some like crazy fans that like
Mm-hmm.
if I hit a three, then we got like a chant or something like that. Like to just keep my energy going because I like to run off the energy.
Absolutely, man. My last thing before I let you go is I can imagine you want to build a legacy for yourself with what you achieve on the court as well as off the court for your community. By the time you walk away from the game someday, what do you want that legacy to be?
I just want to be a Hall of Famer for sure. Like I just want everybody to already know who I am before like anybody has to tell you. Like I'm just on TV one day and then everybody like I can go somewhere. Everybody's like, "Oh, can I get an autograph? Can I take a picture with you?" Like I just want to like be like one of those type of players.
Absolutely, man. Well, I'm definitely excited to see what guys got next for you, man. I appreciate you taking time to come on, man. Of
Thank you, appreciate it.
course, man. You're always welcome on, bro. God bless.
You too.